Hello, how are you today? Welcome back for another sing. Let's start by having a bit of a stretch. Firstly, just by turning your head to look over your shoulder until you feel a pull down the side of your neck. And hold. And turn back. And head in the other direction. And just hold that stretch. And come back to the middle. Today we're mostly focusing on things with lots of text and also just a little bit of over-the-top silliness in terms of the exercises. So to get everything going, let's do some lip loosening sounds by just going blah, 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 blah. So really try and get your lips loose with every blah sound. Blah, 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 and move up and down through your range. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, to start with for the singing, we are going to sing a tiny wincy bit of The Sound of Music. Actually, we've done a little bit of a yodeling exercise. This is just a straight steal from The Sound of Music, and I think I learnt this little exercise from Sally Whitwell, and you go, high on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, ooh. Okay, try. High on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, ooh. And again, use the e, ooh at the top to flip that sound forward so you get a nice, clear, bright sound. And then we go up. High on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, ooh. And I seem to remember Sally also made us do like little kind of paddling goat feet really quickly to just try and get the sound spinning. So let's do one of those. High on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, ooh. High on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, ooh. High on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, ooh. All right, I'm going to run out of chest voice soon to begin. Where were we? High, but flip that sound forward as you go up. High on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, ooh. Where are we? I don't know. Excellent keyboard skills today. And high on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, ooh. High on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, ooh. I'm not going to have this last one. The top note's getting a bit high for me, but let's give it a go. For the top note, I want you to introduce my old friend Ferret Face, which means showing a bit of your top front fang. Okay? High on the hill there's a lonely goat herd, lay, olay, olay, I find Ferret Face helps for medium high notes. The really high notes, spew face, which I know we've mentioned before in some earlier exercises. So Ferret Face for the medium high and spew face for the super high. Let's go down the other way. I told you this was going to be a silly session. Just nice and gently. Shadoo-ba-da, shadoo-ba-da, shadoo-ba-da-da. Here we go. Shadoo-ba-da, shadoo-ba-da, shadoo-ba-da-da. 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 Shadooba-da, shadooba-da, shadooba-da-da. Shadooba-da, shadooba-da, shadooba-da-da. Shadooba-da, shadooba-da, shadooba-da-da. And we should do a tongue twister as well. This one is another one of Pat Wilson's exercises. It's a little bit of a challenge. It has a lot of S's. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Okay, remember, for fast text, tall in here, close in here, with the tip of the tongue and the lips getting that text happening. So we go surgeons, soldier, surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Okay, here we go. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Oh, this is really doing my head in. When we go up. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, shoulders. Hopefully you're doing better than me. Let's try that again. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. I'm having troubles with my soldiers' shoulders. So I'm going to do a little bit of personal practice here. If I were learning a song that happened to have all of those words in it and I was having problems with those couple, I would just break them down and go soldiers, shoulders, soldiers, shoulders, soldiers, shoulders, soldiers, shoulders, and go up the scale slowly. But what we need to do to get those bits of text out is, again, to keep everything tall. The lighter you say things, the more chance you've got. Try saying for me, Dame Judi Dench. Say it quickly and lightly multiple times. Dame Judi Dench, 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 Dame Judi Dench. Now, if you put too much effort behind your tongue, Dame Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench, Dame Judi, you'll start to get your d and your j mixed up, chances are. So if you keep it light, Dame Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench, the lack of effort that's going into the tip of your tongue, somehow I find makes it easier. So I need to do the same for soldiers, shoulders, soldiers, shoulders, soldiers, shoulders, soldiers, shoulders, soldiers, shoulders, soldiers, shoulders, soldiers, shoulders. I'm going to go up the scale doing that. Give it a go with me. Soldiers, shoulders, 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 soldiers, shoulders. I'm really having trouble with that one. So I'm going to practice that in my own time and you can watch me stuff it up spectacularly. Try and do better than me. We're going to return to the exercise. Surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. 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 Surgeons, solder, shoulders, shoulders. All right, I'm getting better, but I'm still pretty terrible. Let's go up a semitone, see if we can do a bit better. And surgeons, solder, surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders. It's the soldiers somehow. I just can't seem to get that right. And surgeons, solder, soldiers, shoulders, surgeons, shoulder, soldiers, soldiers. sergeant soldier, soldiers' shoulders, sergeant soldier, soldiers' shoulders. Sergeant soldiers, soldiers' shoulders, sergeant soldier, soldiers' shoulders, sergeant soldier, soldiers' shoulders, sergeant soldier, soldiers' shoulders. All right, I know what I have to practice. The j and the sh sound together, that's an Achilles heel for me. I can do Smith's Thin Crisps with Swiss salami till the cows come home, but that one's a challenge. All right, good. Speaking of challenges, let's do some Croatian singing now. So we looked at Moja Diradika yesterday, the song about me being the sweetheart, following my sweetheart plowing with, I think, his oxen in this particular song. So that's the first verse. We're only going to worry about the words for the first verse for starters. I'll go over the words in case you haven't caught up with yesterday's session yet. They are Moja Diradika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volove. You don't want to stuff up your volvolvoloves. Moja Diradika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volove, Jore na volove. Yesterday we did the tenor and the soprano part, and today we are going to do the alto part. I'm going to start with the soprano part just for fun. So I'm just going to revise it. The soprano part starts on the second line for those of you following the music, and the link to the music is, as always, in the little blurb to this video. So it starts with the tune. Moja diridika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volove. I, Moja dika, Jore na volove. Let's do the soprano part again. If you lose the words, just sing to blah or whatever works for you. Ready, and Moja diridika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volove. Moja dika, Jore na volove. All right, the alto part also starts on the second line. And it starts down here with a little harmony like this. Moja diridika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volove. Let's try that harmony. And Moja diridika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volove. And then the last line for the altos is just the tune, as the sopranos started with. Moja diridika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volove. Okay, let's put the whole alto part together. Moja diridika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volove. Moja diridika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volove. Okay, so we've got the soprano and the alto part going now. Let's return to the tenor part, which is actually where we started with this piece yesterday. The tenors start while we're in a slightly different tonal center with the tune. More. Have a go at the tenor part, sing it in whatever octave is comfortable for you. So they start with the tune, then they have a long I, and then they have some harmony. Moja diridika, Jore na volvolvolove, Jore na volvolvolove, volove, moja diridika, jorena volvolove, jorena volvolove, jorena volove. If you missed the tenor part yesterday and you don't read music, listen to yesterday's session to catch up on the learning for that. But for now, let's sing the whole piece through, and we're going to do it 3 times. Still just the first verse for the words. And we're going to cycle through the different parts. I'm going to start singing the tenor part, and I'll sing the tenor part all the way through. Then we're going to repeat back to the top, and I'll do the alto part, and then repeat back to the top, and I'll do the soprano part. So working our way up from the bottom. You can sing whichever part you prefer, or you can chop and change. I'm going to sing the tenor part for the first line each time, so we have that tune. Now, the reason this is in the silly fun sessions rather than anything else is because it's supposed to get faster each line. So at the risk of having a surgeon's soldiers' shoulders debacle, we're going to have a go at getting a bit faster each time today. Remember, when you go back to the top, it slows back down again. Tenor, alto, soprano, 3 times round. See you at the other end. Moja diridika, jorena volvolove, jorena volvolove, jorena volove. Jorena volove, moja diridika, jorena volvolove, jorena volvolove, jorena volove. Moja diridika, jorena volvolove, jorena volvolove, jorena alto and moja diridika, jorena volvolove, jorena volvolove, jorena volove. Moja diridika, jorena volvolove, jorena volvolove, jorena volove. Moja diridika, jorena volvolove, jorena volvolove, jorena volove. Soprano. Moja diridika, jorena volvolove, jorena volvolove, jorena volove. Moja dika, jorena volove. Tomorrow, we're going to learn the bass part, and then we're going to put it all together. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a beautiful afternoon. Soldiers' shoulders.